I started Star Wars Fan Club about 3 years ago with one of my friends, Sean, also known as Fett, and we decided to go ahead and just see if there were other Star Wars fans out here. So, as you can see, there are.
My pizza girl saw me playing Star Wars Galaxies because I had my computer set up in the living room.
And okay, and the way I got into the Star Wars Fan Club is they were showing A New Hope in one of the lecture halls on campus, and I was like, awesome, and so I went. And then they were like, hey, so you're really into Star Wars? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, you want to be in the fan club? I was like, no.
And she said, oh, you like Star Wars? Well, my buddy Eric is starting this club, and he needs people to show up. You want to come see? And I went down and I saw, and it was pretty cool. And I made a jackass of myself.
And then I came to see Empire Strikes Back the next month, and then I was like, wait a sec, tell me about the Star Wars Fan Club.
We used to work at a pizza parlor together, and we used to ask each other trivia questions, and we thought it might be a good idea to get more people involved. So we decided to start recruiting more people and have monthly meetings, and here we are.
Basically, what we do for the most part is hang out, chat. Huh? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so then he told me about this one website.
Let's see.
And he, like,
last meeting, we talked about coming to the movie. Got some business type stuff out of the way, like getting the new T-shirts and
told me that on that
setting up the website.
They had plot summaries
then
by George Lucas.
We had battles, basically, and it was what were, sweetheart? What were the battles last week?
There was the how many Womp Rats can take down a Jawa sand cruiser.
That was
my friends were messing around where Eric works the leader, and he was just, my friends were trying to get some free shoes, and they somehow the conversation went about to how they had a friend who knew everything about Star Wars. He was the biggest fan, and so Eric calls me up and he goes, he says, if you can give me a question that I can't answer, I'll give these guys, you know, free shoes or whatever. Yeah, so they didn't get their shoes, but I did get into the fan club, which is awesome. So I can't complain. My favorite character has got to be Grand Admiral Thrawn. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Luke.
Wedge and Chewies.
Han Solo. Darth Vader is by far my favorite character.
Kid Fisto.
Darkside Executioner Cedrus.
Horn.
Han Solo, definitely, because he is studly.
I don't like being alone on camera.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, this is the title
give us a nice
sequence.
introduction to what we're doing here.
Jeez. Okay, well, I say we just start off by...
Just pretend the camera's not here.
Oh, okay, pretending the camera's not here. All right, let's just do our thing, okay.
Insert random big joke here.
So at any rate, you know, we were working together, and it was kind of funny meeting him, because he likes Star Wars, I like Star Wars, yet it was kind of on the DL, so, you know, other people would be working around us, and we'd be like, hey man, what does TIE stand for in TIE Fighter? Would be like Twin Ion Engine.
For those of you that have never been here before, even if you are guests, which is fine,
Yeah.
if you like what we have to offer here and you want to return, you're required to take a test. Yes, it's a test.
A geek app.
It is. It is. It's a short. No, it's more like a pop quiz.
Yeah. If you know your shit, it's no problem.
Star Wars attire is greatly encouraged. Fans that show up in costume will not be turned away. It's basically a free membership. You automatically get to be a nerd.
That's actually how Eric got in.
He doesn't know any by myself to a meeting.
He was that fat chick who danced at Jabba's place with the 6 movies. He showed up in that thing. Oh, I remember that.
I've had a quarter of a beer. Come on.
And for the 4 of you who are new here, we have these debate questions where we just, you know, it's kind of like, you know, think about it outside the shell of the movies. Like, if you took Chewbacca versus a Sasquatch, who would win in a fist fight, you know? Just random questions like that, you know? We kind of just talk about it, and it's like, okay, yeah, the Sasquatch would rip Chewie's nuts out or something, you know? Yeah, we just talk about it and debate on it, and we vote on it, and debates are pretty damn fun, and it's a good way to get everybody's thought on a subject. This is the only reason I come right here. So, we got a fight question. Who would win in a fight?
Yes!
Oh, yeah! Yoda
Frank
with
Oz or Frank Oz.
I'm scared of that.
no
picture.
force powers. Miss Piggy.
No. We can give him 1 force power. Mobility.
Okay, so he's not an old ass man.
Right.
Stuck on a cane.
It's Yoda at 100.
I'm gonna say Piggy, because I know what it's like.
Dude, Piggy, have you seen her fight?
Seriously.
I don't know. All the episodes of Muppet Babies that she played Leia totally didn't do anything. I don't think she was like the damsel in distress that
Muppet
didn't
Babies
do
was the
anything.
shit.
Yes, it was, especially the Star Wars episode.
Yep. With
She
the
didn't
little
do
bunny
shit,
guy, yeah.
I mean, as much as we saw him moving around in episode 2, he could totally take her.
What's your name anyway?
Dominic.
Dominic.
Dude, totally Piggy. Seriously, try to find a fat chick, man.
Yeah, the Piggy here.
Piggy.
I think Yoda would take it.
Mark?
I have to go with Miss Piggy. She is one vicious bitch. Yoda.
Piggy.
Love Yoda. Gotta go with Yoda.
Piggy.
Piggy, man. Piggy.
Miss Piggy, especially if
Holy shit.
Because
if
landslide.
Kermit was involved somehow and she'd get all like freaky and
You
start.
know Kermit.
Because Yoda looks like a
Yoda
frog,
would
and
run on
Piggy would
Kermit
just
'cause
jump
they're both
him
green.
and he'd submit.
Yeah.
So Piggy?
I mean, maybe they could actually have children
Yeah.
together.
Okay, now who is most likely to get anal sex from Kermit? Go.
I'd say Yoda.
Yeah, both.
You kind of look like a frog.
Both. Squeal like a stuffed pig.
By the way, is there anybody here offended by sexual talk?
Way offended.
Penis, vagina, vagina.
Episode 3, viewing, waiting
We did that. Well, we did part of it.
Right, and tickets. So we did viewing.
Yeah, we're going to be viewing it eventually. That's just
Yeah, we gotta discuss some ground rules or something.
Oh, what?
Like no talking? Oh.
During the movie? Oh, I'll kill someone they talk.
Yeah, but it's
We're going to
half
have
the
a couple
little
people waiting
teasers
in line
do
for
act
us
stupid.
to grab the awesome seats. What are the benefits of being the line waiters?
The benefits of being the line waiters, you will be fed if you wait in line, okay?
I actually have a question for you guys. What do you consider good seats in a
Yeah,
theater?
that's what I was going to say. What are the awesome
This is what I was going to consider the awesome seats. Not, I know everybody has their different view.
And then the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
middle,
middle.
man, middle.
The middle, of course.
The middle of the middle.
Best sound.
The middle.
The best sound would be wherever the surround sound's going to get you the best.
I highly recommend the bars because you
But
can
if you
put
had
your
anybody
feet
that
up
wasn't in
without
I don't
anyone
care about
worrying
that.
about it.
See, I just put my feet on the head of the person in front of me.
And you know, all the guys will attest that having longer legs than most women in the room.
Yeah,
you
not
know,
me.
Dude, even if
And
you
it
can
gets
put your
annoying. Like
fucking
we
feet
get
up, it's
uncomfortable.
good.
We have a cock between our legs and we're trying to fidget. We need to have our space.
Okay, I've found the solution to that. I just take it out.
I don't want to say
Tony, you're sitting over there.
Okay, so I know I should know this, but this falls on like a Tuesday that we'll be waiting
Wednesday
on.
night.
That
We'll be waiting
in
all
line.
day Wednesday.
All day Wednesday.
It'll be Wednesday.
I'm sorry, Tuesday night.
Yeah,
all day
okay. I'm like, 'cause
Tuesday.
it doesn't come out on
It comes
Thursday.
out at midnight on Wednesday, the
fuck.
19th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I only have one class on Tuesday, so
So other than the class, you can kick it.
yeah.
I
definitely.
may.
I'll be there all day, man.
Sounds like the worst.
Yeah, school gets over at 3, so.
So anything after 3.
I'm gonna quit my job.
He'll be there all day doing nothing.
I can probably request off that whole
I
day.
will be there.
Requesting off the whole day. I'm the manager, so I'm taking the whole day off.
And how are we getting
can't.
the
I don't
money
know
to feed
anything.
people standing in line too?
I already got it. I will feed everybody.
Okay.
I mean, I'll bring out, it won't be anything special, but you'll be fed.
Like Taco Bell mega meals.
It might be taco time.
Taco time. Taco time is so much better.
Taco time is a lot better
There'll
than
be a lot of farting going on, but it'll be okay.
At the end of the day, I will be happier than Gene Simmons in a nunnery.
Okay.
In that theater.
Okay.
Wow.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
We've been here since 5 o'clock in the morning to see Star Wars Episode 3. Woo!
So you've seen the movie, right?
Yes, I have.
What do you think?
I love it. It's better than the last two.
I saw Star Wars when it came out back in 1977, and oh yeah, bring it on. Saw Star Wars when it came out in '77, and yeah, so it's been part. I've been into Star Wars since then. It's been my brother and I grew up on it. We saw all 3 of them in the theater when they came out.
I don't know, like for a while, I was like one of those like dogmatic Star Wars nerds, and I'd like read all the books and like be all into the trivia and stuff like that. But after a while, I realized that that wasn't the point. And now I'm kind of more into it from a philosophical sort of standpoint, like what it all means. And I think that's, in a way, kind of the ultimate nerdiness, but it's also kind of a step away from the nerdiness.
That's prepubescent Chewbacca right there.
The first CD I ever bought was the Star Wars Trilogy soundtrack. Just the one CD version that has like music from all 3 original movies. And I don't know, pretty much it's natural to me to be interested in Star Wars. It's great. I love mythology and just everything that George Lucas put into the movies, the history and the mythology.
An ear thing that you like put like a little screen on and like search for like ear infections, but it looks exactly like a lightsaber. Too bad I'm missing the crystals.
I got into Star Wars in high school, and my friend and I finally decided, hey, maybe we should see these movies people keep talking about. So we saw them, and I loved them, and then the special editions came out, and I loved them even more, and it was really fun. But it was kind of just like me with this obsession with myself for a really long time. And then 2 years ago, my friend Denise was like, oh my god, I just joined this Star Wars club, and it's really, really cool. You have to come to the next meeting with me. I'm like, yeah, I'll totally come. She's like, really, you have to, because there's only me and like one other girl in the club. We need more girls. We need more rebels. So I showed up, and it was like super fun, and I've been coming ever since.
I like it because it's like an adventure you could try to live like in a fantasy. It's something that's like never been done before in movie.
This is really, really cool.
My name is Megan. I'm 20 years old, and how did I get into Star Wars? I've been watching it ever since I was born. I remember watching it at my parents' old house before I moved when I was 3. My best memory of it when I was a kid would be when I'd stay home sick. My mom would make me chicken noodle soup and give me Sprite, and I'd watch Star Wars.
I don't know. The newer series just hasn't been quite my boat of, or my cup of tea. My boat of tea, yeah. I drink tea by the boat.
I play a lot of the video games. I do some role playing. I recently started investing in the miniature game. So I bought a bunch of those, and so I'll probably go play next week for those and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, just enjoy. I mean, I've always loved Star Wars, and I used to read the books. I should start getting to read them again, but yeah, so.
My name is Shannon, and I'm 20. I'm Eric's fiance. And the only reason why I got into it is because of him. But after I got with him, I kind of got interested in it a lot more. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited. So, I'm ready to see his reaction.
Yeah, I was surprised how Padme just whipped out the names really quick. Luke, bam, I'm
was
dead.
she trying to say at the very end before she died?
There is still good.
idea.
I know there is still good in him. I bet you that's what she was gonna say.
I thought there was another name left or something like that's what I was.
There is a third.
No, I thought she was saying something about a name or something. I was like, I don't even understand the words coming because like at that point people were starting to make noise like, oh my god, it's the babies, and like.
Well, I'm pretty sure she was saying there's still good in them because that's what that's what Luke says. That's the only thing.
And there was a lot of other stuff where they said like exact lines from the.
Or all those like exact lines with one word change. It was a synonym, but not the same word, which pissed me off because it would have been better if it had just used the exact same line rather than just tweaking it slightly.
Maybe it's copyrighted.
No, it's probably what it was. Is Lucas was like, you know, I know I said this in that movie, but I don't remember exactly what I said, so I'll just paraphrase it and leave it in there.
And everyone was like, George, why don't you just go watch the movies or like look at your scripts.
He's like, no, they're not good enough. You can't watch those.
They're not perfect. He's
Only
pretty.
watch them when they're digital.
I loved how though that Obi-Wan's little comment about the uncivilized aspect of the blaster. That's great.
Yeah.
That was a throwback to episode 4.
They were totally
Throw back in time, throw forward.
They were totally parodying Wedge at the very beginning. They made Ewan Red Leader.
Yeah.
And then he got shot and almost had to pull out, and then he told Anakin like, no, you get clear, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there was a little too much of the, look, we're doing almost the exact same thing we did in the original movies.
That was actually good that he was like freaking out as they were putting the stuff on him, because it showed that no anesthetics. He's completely, he's feeling
that
it.
was fucked up.
They're sewing stuff to his skin and to his, to his vital organs. I'm sure it'll hurt.
To his already just burnt shit to him.
I was surprised he wasn't screaming in pain while they were taking him through the rain.
Yeah.
In that little sled. Oh, he would have been howling.
He was probably knocked out from exhaustion. I was interested that they really focused on the actual relationship with Obi-Wan and Anakin a lot, and showed how much Anakin really did look up to Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I like that.
Because like he didn't leave like Obi-Wan when Obi-Wan was like in trouble. Like you were saying, he was like saying like clear out. He's like, no, I'm not gonna let you go. And so I was surprised because obviously they're trying to show the strong like emotions that both of them had in the movie.
I couldn't believe that Obi-Wan like just left him like after chopping off his legs.
Oh, I know. Like, why wouldn't he put him out of his mercy? Like, if he cared for him so much.
He couldn't bear to watch. Like, he knows he couldn't like.
But wouldn't it be like just a mercy stroke to drive the lightsaber through his heart or something?
Maybe he hoped somebody would come rescue him.
Yeah, after like his legs started lighting on fire and like the rest of his body started going up in flames, and he was like crying out in agony.
I think he should have just done a mercy killing, but then the rest of the movie.
Maybe it was too hot. Maybe it was too hot to to go down there and kill him.
Oh well, that's true.
If he goes down there and just bursts into flames too. Jeez. But yeah, like it was pitiful to watch. It was pitiful.
I was a little mad at them for General Grievous because they opened that with the premise that you'd all watched the Clone Wars series and you knew everything that had gone on in between, and so like you should know who this evil villain like sick droid was. I mean, like that made no sense at all. And then when they like, oh look, he sort of has a heart at the very end, it was like,
and his
okay,
eyes
whatever.
Totally looked like there was like some sort of living head in there,
But at the same time, he was completely droid. It just made no sense.
I don't get it.
Yeah, and I just thought he was kind of worthless as a villain, and like not really like he had 4 lightsabers, but even so, he wasn't like Obi-Wan disposed of 2 of them in like 20 seconds. I mean, so clearly not.
He's the greatest swordsman. He's more of a force user.
No, Qui-Gon was like one of the greatest lightsaber fighters ever, and so he trained Obi-Wan to be the same way.
All of the prequel villains are useless except Sidious anyway. So.
Yeah, completely.
Let's introduce a great villain like Dooku, and in the first 5 minutes, let's dispatch him.
That's one of the problems I have with the prequels is that they have a new villain every episode.
Yeah.
And they didn't do that with the originals. Darth Vader was the constant villain, and he had assorted Moffs and peons who changed from movie to movie, but they had very, very minor roles, and it wasn't really important. What was important was that it was an evil Imperial officer, and who cared if what his name was or who played him.
He was always just another dumb guy.
Yeah.
It was a sad movie. I kind of walked out of there slightly depressed, yet I felt full, as if I had just eaten a 3-course meal, and just really nice. It really blended the whole storyline together. It seemed at the very end of episode 3 that you could walk into episode 4 then, and everything made sense. Instead of going from 2, which we have seen previously, to 4, there was still a huge gap there, and this just really fills it in. It just makes everything flow so much smoother. Yeah.
This is the story of a man before God and wisdom. We'll tell his tales of where he's been. So listen closely, my dear friends.
Hugging on the streets of my baby. That's what's got me down to living in the city. If that's the case, with this girl, she's pretty. Hey, baby, if you're for real, please don't shoot me. It was there when I sold my soul. It was there when I was on the road. It was there when I found the scroll. It was there when I lost control. Out of the spot, I said, pull another shot. So wanna bust a move, I said, show me what you got. You dance across the floor, igniting your desire. Better step aside when you see the pants of fire. It was there when I sold my soul. It was there when I was on the road. It was there when I found the scroll. It was there when I lost control. Flame paint, Star Wars, really tough. Bruce Campbell, into the king. Religions in general. Pompadour, Flame paint, Star Wars, and really tough. Bruce Campbell, oh buddy, Bubba Fett, he got nothing on Petey.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, so that concludes this month's meeting.
I saw Trivial Pursuit on there.